Hey traders, I hope you're all having a fantastic start to your weekend. Today's video is going to be a breakdown of the top 5 major pairs. I'm going to talk about what I'm looking at in terms of what's going to happen next week on the top 5 major pairs and pretty much how I break a chart down technically in order to make those predictions. I'm also going to throw a few extra nuggets in this video, so make sure to stick around to the end if you're not subscribed here. Make sure to click the button below the video to the right hand side and join the over 160,000 trader community we currently have. Follow us on the socials, and I'll see you guys directly after the intro and disclaimer. All right, traders, welcome back. So we're going to start our analysis off here on the euro dollar as we normally do. And I'm actually going to take this down to a 4-hour chart on this specific currency pair. The reason we're looking at the 4-hour chart is because we actually had a trade on this pair last week in the EAP training program. And this trade was based on a couple of things that we use in order to break down charts using technical analysis every single week. And I'm going to talk about those right now. So for one, why was I interested in a trading opportunity from this level around 1.1274 here on the euro dollar? That's what we're going to break down right now. In order to do that, we're going to jump out to the daily chart. So here we are on a higher time frame. If you've seen a few of our videos where we break down charts like this, you'll know that the first two things I always look at are on a daily chart or a weekly chart, some kind of high time frame. Specifically in this case, the daily chart. I take a look at the daily chart and I ask myself two very important questions. The first one being, what trend is this market in on that high time frame? And in this case, in the case of the euro dollar, that was a downtrend. I also asked myself, where are major levels of structure that I should be paying attention to for trading opportunities in that direction? If it's a downtrend, in the shorting direction, in the downward direction. So in this case, we had a downtrend on the euro dollar. I'm going to break that down for you now. We are on the daily chart. Let me take the moving average off and just breaking it down, looking at price action. The reason that last week in last week's video, or maybe the week before, we talked about this level. We didn't talk about this level, excuse me. We talked about this market being in a downtrend is because of this. We have a high right here, this high down to low, then created a lower high, followed by a new lower low. In this case right here, after this little 1, 2, 3 move is what I call this. After this 1, 2, 3 move, I know that I am looking for this market to either break this lower high in order to give me a possible reversal, or come down and break this lower low in order to give me trend continuation. At the moment of our video a couple of weeks ago, the market was up here. Yes, we had a surge up, right? But the market had not closed above this lower high. Because of that, I said that what I expected out of this market was for it to push downward. Now, I will play a little short clip right now of that analysis just to show you guys exactly what I was looking at, and I'll be right back afterwards. Trades. Now, if we get below that level, I have another level of possible support right here at 1.12 even, which is another level I'll look for possible bounces from. Something like this could definitely happen. And then I'll look for another counter trend bounce there, along with the fact, guys, that okay, so as you can see, that prediction worked out quite well. We did push down. We actually came down to our next support level that we pointed out and had a pretty nice push up from that level. Now, after that fact, what I was waiting on, and the reason we had a trade from this level around 1.127 in the EAP training program, is as you can see, this level right here in our red zone is an area that's been tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times as support in the past. So with that being the case, I thought that it was a great level to start looking for a possible shorting opportunity, considering that the overall trend here on the euro dollar on the daily chart is down, considering that this is a major level of structure, and considering that on a lower time frame, if we drop to the 4-hour, we had this nice double top formation, looking at push up, one top, double top, thinking we could possibly see this market continue down, at least retesting 1.119, possibly even going into trend continuation based on that daily chart analysis. So hopefully that helps you understand how that daily chart technical analysis plays along with whatever strategy, whatever system you're using on a lower time frame. So for me, the entry reason that I was using on a lower time frame was a specific kind of double top that we teach in the EAP training program, but I had to add the analysis beforehand in order for this to be a trading opportunity for me. And as you can see on the screen, this trading opportunity did not work in my favor. Unfortunately, it ended up pushing up. It did push down to get about halfway to our targets, a little more than halfway, but then pushed up and stopped us out for break even. For those of you who are new to trading, what's important to understand is that every trade won't win. And what's also important to understand is that although this trade lost, if I had the opportunity to enter this same exact trade over and over, let's say I get a double top at a major level of structure while the market's in a downtrend, a specific double top, and I have my stop loss and target rules set. If my strategy is met, if all my rules are met, I place the trade. I would do this 100 more times. And the way we have an advantage in the Forex market and in any financial market, if you're trading based on technical analysis, is that you have a statistical advantage using that. I know there's somewhere around, based on the exact rules I use, a 55 to 65% chance that I win. I also trade multiple targets, which gives me a little better than a 1-to-1 risk reward. With those odds, I will place this trade over and over 100 times. That's something very important to remember as you're learning to trade and learning to do this. So let's go ahead now and move on to our second currency pair that we're going to take a look at, which is the pound dollar. All right, and we are on the 4-hour chart. Let's zoom back out to the daily chart. Here we are now on the daily, and let's take a look at this currency pair, ask ourselves the same exact questions that I just talked about. Currently, what trend is the pound dollar in? Let's do that same exact analysis, right? We have a starting point right here. We're going to call this a low. We have a push up, a push down, a push up to about here. So this is now our higher high. Considering that this becomes our higher low, we then break into what? New higher highs. Have we broken, at this exact point, our higher low? No, we have not. We have not broken our higher low, and have we made a 1, 2, 3 move? What I mean by that is, have we made a 1, 2, 3 move, breaking a level of structure? This would be the level of structure we were looking to break on that 1, 2, 3 move. No. So we're not looking for possible reversals. And what does that tell us if we're making higher lows and higher highs? It's telling us that we are in an uptrend here on the pound dollar. Now that that analysis is out of the way, okay, my first step is done. We're in an uptrend. Next up, what did I say we're looking for? Well, after looking and seeing that we're in an uptrend, we're going to look for major levels of structure. We're going to define those levels as a level in the market that's been tested at least 3 times. And very easily, I can put this horizontal line on the screen, and you can see that this level has been tested more than 3 times. Now, one little hint that I will give you is that these levels work great. I use them in my trading every single day, but the only part of this specific chart that scares me is the fact that we are consistently making lower highs. We're making lower highs. We have the same exact support level that oftentimes insinuates that we will see a breakdown of that level. So I'm not looking for long opportunities here on the pound dollar going into next week, and I'm not looking for shorting opportunities until we get this move. If we get a move that breaks below 1.3 and we get a close below that level on a daily chart, my next trading opportunity for me is going to be this zone right here. We're going to see if we can get a pullback into that zone, and same thing, drop down to a lower time frame, use my actual strategy, my actual system on that lower time frame to look for a trading opportunity to the short side. That's what I have right now for the pound dollar. And of course, if this market does continue up, we also have a level of resistance around 1.3305. And if we get up to that level next week, that's a level I'll look for possible shorting opportunities from. So those are my 2 trade ideas, my 2 trading opportunity zones I have on the pound dollar. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what I'm looking for on that pair and how I'm going to use this daily chart technical analysis in order to actually make trades on lower time frames. Let's go to the dollar yen now. Okay. The OTZ zone that we pointed out last week was in this area between 112.17 and 111.75 on the dollar yen. I'll show you an example of the pro trader report we sent out to everyone involved in that program. Links in the description if you want to learn more. And in that program, we told traders, that's a little bit too big. We told traders that this would be an area to look for shorting opportunities from, or at least I would be looking for shorting opportunities in that area. We also just saw that on the video clip. As you can see, this market reacted really well to that level. Now, let's throw in the educational side of this. Why was it a level we were looking at? Well, if you're looking at this and you ask yourself the same 2 questions we've been asking for every currency pair, what trend is this in? Well, at that moment, we had kind of started reversing into an uptrend, right? We have this low to high, new higher low, new higher high, new higher low, new higher high. Yes, we were in somewhat of an uptrend, but after this big impulsive move, I was considering that this market definitely, after this big impulsive move and then having a pretty impulsive move back up, we needed to see a correction. And because of that, I knew that I was going to be looking Where? At a major level of structure for that correction, a major zone. This major zone is defined as what? We just did that in the last currency pair. We talked about that on the pound dollar. What did we define a major level of structure as? A level that's been tested once, resistance, twice, support, 3 times support. A level that's been tested 3 times or more is what? It's a major level of structure. So at a major level of structure, while the trend is questionable, we have this big move down. We then have this, we're really in a period of consolidation. So the trend is questionable. We're at a major level of structure. I expect there to be a correction. And then obviously, as you can see on the chart, the correction did happen. Now, moving forward, what are we looking at? Well, we do still have this level of structure that we're currently in on the dollar yen, but at this point, the market's already reacted from it. So what I'm expecting is that we end up breaking above it. Now, as we just talked about on the pound dollar, what do you think I'm going to look for once we break up above this level? If we break above 112.17, we have a candle close above that level. My next trading opportunity is going to be a pullback directly into this same exact zone to look for possible long opportunities to the upside out of this dollar yen market. That's exactly what I'm going to be looking for moving forward into this coming week. And also, guys, there's a level right here that I'm going to be paying attention to as well. As you can see, this level tested multiple times as resistance at around 114 even is where I'll look for possible shorting opportunities. So something we definitely could see is this push up, the pullback into that zone, another impulsive move up, a possible shorting opportunity from there, and then this market continue upwards or even reverse and go down. But what I know for sure is what I just said. I'm looking for a trade in the zone of 112.17 between that and 111.75. A long opportunity if we bust above this or go above this level now, and looking for shorting opportunities around 114 if we can get up to that level next week on the dollar yen. Now we'll move on to our next pair, which is the Aussie dollar. Here on the Aussie dollar, we actually finally are making it back to a level of structure. And this right here, guys, this was just a mess, right? This is just complete consolidation for days and through here. And there was really no way to make a good trade out of that consolidation. But what we did have, and I'll play a clip for this as well, is we had a estimation that this level between 0.703 and 0.700 would provide a great opportunity for long trades. As you can see, that absolutely happened. Now, is this market pushing up? And as you can see in the clip, we estimated that this would be a great long opportunity zone. And now we have that market pushing up into another zone we were paying attention to. Why are we paying attention to this zone? 1, 2, 3, 4 times we've tested this level and reacted from it. So if we get back into this zone, it's definitely a level this week, or this coming week, excuse me, that I'll be paying attention to for shorting opportunities on the Aussie dollar. That's what I'm looking at on this currency pair. And moving on to our last pair of the day, we're going to be now taking a look at the dollar Swiss. I hope my battery doesn't die on this camera. Here we are on the dollar Swiss. What are we looking at on this currency pair? And I also estimated that if we got back up to 0.999, that we would see some type of push down, some type of shorting opportunity. That analysis didn't play off quite as well as the rest of the currency pairs have. But what are we looking at coming up in the future? Okay, let's focus on that for now. Well, what we have in the future is right around the 1.01 level, a nice level of resistance that this market could possibly use to push the market down, and that's what we're going to be looking at for the remainder of the week. Now, if we do get a pullback down into 1.0, then that'll be a good opportunity to look for long trades for me based on my trading plan, and that's something I'll also be taking a look at for is long trades from 1.0 and possible short trades from 1.01. That's a breakdown of the analysis that I use every day before placing trades. Hopefully it's been helpful for you. If it has, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed here to be alerted when we come out with videos like this each and every week. If you are struggling in any way in your trading, and you are ready to actually purchase some type of program, you're ready to pay for some education to help you speed up the process of becoming profitable, then feel free to check the links in the description for the EAP training program and the Pro Trader Report. These are 2 programs we run here at the Trading Channel that have helped massively when it comes to other traders' ability to become profitable in a very quick manner. I hope this has been helpful yet again. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you have a great trading week next week. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comment section below. I will talk to you guys in the next video. We'll look out for some bloopers. I really messed the beginning of this video up. Check that out right now. This market at that point was, excuse me guys, trying to load something up here. At that point, the market, are you fucking joking? Oh my God. Funny story. Okay, so this whole time I've been recording. I have dual monitors. One of the monitors is to my right, one to my left. The one to my right is the one that my screen recording software is recording. The one to my left is the one I'm trying to do analysis on. So let's start the fuck over. Oh my god. Okay, starting over now. Right here. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. Okay, now we can actually do some analysis. That was a cluster of bad things. Just a cluster of bad. Okay, let's go ahead and start now.